Hey y'all, we are going to be getting together here for a little big back action. We are going to make a peach blueberry cobbler. It is gross outside, so we are going to take this opportunity to do a little baking, and I had some peaches in the freezer that I wanted to get used up, so this is an excellent way to do so. So I will just bring you along step by step here with what I do. It's a fairly simple recipe, and we'll get it popped in the oven and see how it turns out. All right, so in this bowl, we are going to start off with our fruit. It says 2 cups of peaches. I froze a whole bag of peaches together, had already cut them up. What I've done is I've actually thawed them out and let them drain to get the excess moisture out of my peaches. And I am going to now add them to this bowl. I don't know what we'll do with the peach juice, but we'll leave that and set that aside. A cup to a cup and a half of blueberries. These have been washed. I'm gonna go ahead and get those added in. And then a half a cup of sugar and a half or a teaspoon of cinnamon, depending on how much you like it. And I like it, so we're gonna do a full teaspoon here. Maybe a little more if it pours out too much. There we go. So what we are going to do now is just mix that together. And then we are going to set it aside while we prepare the rest of that, rest of the dry ingredients. Look at that. All right. So we'll let that kind of sit together and marinate, so to speak, while we put our dry ingredients together. So I'm gonna grab this bowl here. I'm gonna tilt you down for just a minute so you can see a little bit better. But what I have here is 1 cup of flour and a half a cup of sugar. Get that all in there. Then we are coming in with the rest of our dry ingredients, which is 1/4 a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, 1 and a half, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We actually are going to just put this in our 1 cup of milk. So 1 teaspoon. Give it a little zhuzh. Get it mixed together. There we have it. And that is pretty much the extent of the ingredients, besides 1 stick of melted butter, which I have going in the microwave. But we are going to now mix the dry with the wet. I think we may need to whisk this. It's looking a little lumpy to me, so we're going to correct that. As much as possible. We're not going to be able to get all the lumps out clearly. And the recipe does state that the batter does become a little clumpy, which is fine. but we will get as much of it worked out as possible. So there we go. Now we're gonna bring our dish over here and assemble. So now for the assembly, we're gonna take that 1 stick of melted butter, and that's gonna go in the bottom of a 9x13 pan. Scoop all that in here. I'm gonna tilt you back down here for a second too, so you can see the assembly process. All right, so we've got our melted butter. I'm just gonna make sure it coats the bottom of the dish. A couple of chunks are still a little bit solid. I forgot to take it out, so it had been in the freezer. All right, next step is to layer the fruit in the bottom. So we are just going to spread this around as evenly as possible. Getting some into the corners, of course, to make sure everybody gets a little bit of the peach and blueberry mixture. We're going to scrape that sugar and cinnamon out. Alright, and again, go back to just moving it around or spreading it around to make sure it's all kind of evenly coated on the bottom. All right, next up is our wet ingredients. So we are going to take our batter that we made together here, and we are going to pour this over the top. As evenly as possible. There you have it. You could leave it like this and throw it in the oven, or you can be a little extra. Being I like cinnamon, I'm going to just sprinkle just a tiny bit across the top. You don't have to do this step. I like cinnamon, so we're going to do this step. You can skip it altogether if you don't want to. Into a 350-degree oven for 45 to 50 minutes. I'll keep you posted on how it turns out. All right, here she is. Oh, the nice golden color and the bubbling of the fruit along the sides. We will let this cool down here, and we will give it a taste a little bit later. Do we think it's good? Very good.